Namaste, Annie. This is such a
Hi, hi.
great pleasure, and it's also an honor for me. So
I agree.
you carry such a stature for me personally. You're such an inspiration. What I wanted to ask you really is some just basic few questions because we are going to be having this global dialogue with His Holiness Sri Ravi Shankar on Friday, June 5th, and obviously you are
Uh-huh.
one of those honorable panelists. And I wanted to ask you what you thought about that, and also I want you to recognize your wonderful, Himalayan melodious songs and chantings that you've done and which has reached the corners of the world. And what I wanted to tell you is recently on May 13th, which was Sri Sri's birthday, they
Mm-hmm.
played Phulko Akhama, one of my most
Oh,
favorite songs. One of the very famous musicians in Bangalore sang that to him. So,
oh,
you know,
wow.
and I thought, wow, we have Annie on the panel, and then, they sing on May 13th, May Tera. What
Wow.
Trishi says is, May Tera, Tera May, because it's May.
That's
And then Phulko
beautiful.
Akhama was one of the main songs that was sung at the thing for his
Oh, what
birthday.
an honor.
I
What an
know, I
honor.
know. So, coming from that, and you've done so many humanitarian deeds and in your lifetime. From that platform, I want you to say a few words for us today.
Well, I mean, first of all, it's an honor to be able to really be on the same platform, internet platform. I mean, to be with His Holiness, of course. I mean, I had the very fortunate opportunity to share the same platform in Mongolia, Sampathor, last year. Of course, he's a very inspirational, spiritual personality that has always, you know, directed many people who lost their, path towards the right path. And art of living, the word itself is so beautiful, and then that's what really attracts many people to get into the spiritual world. And of course, at this special time, in our life, and having a chance to listen to his words of wisdom and among with so many of our own very special people in Nepal. It's a real honor, and I really hope and pray that by the merit of all our good deeds, may we be able to really play a very effective role, kind of a role in the society to fight against this special experience in our life, to protect those who are weaker than us, or who are to those, give a little bit of a consolation to people who are in difficulties, or however we can find ways to serve them. So I think it's an opportunity for those who are a little bit more courageous to exhibit their kindness and compassion in their heart, not just simply talk about praying and be compassionate or be kind, but actually going into the field and find ways to make things more meaningful.
Very nice, yeah. And Ani, what I want you to also mention is, I mean, the commonality, His Holiness Sri Sri Ravi Shankar and yourself is like heavily, the practice of meditation. And
Mhm.
our topic for that day on the 5th is basically role of inspirational leadership during uncertain times. So everybody in their own right, we are leaders, we are management team, and then how do you inspire your colleagues, your people around you? I mean, there's going to be a lot of massive changes that's coming up even after the pandemic. So how does meditation play a role in for people to be better leaders or better inspiration to people around them?
Most important thing is how you are a good leader to your own life first of all, and then comes your family members and around you, how you lead them towards the right path, and then comes the community, and then the global, and everyone. So first of all, one's own life should be led towards the right path. That is very important. And then, it's so easy to tell others what they should do, and then, if you not yourself not being able to carry that same, to walk the talk, then I think you just become another very hypocrite. These days is less hypocrisy. So, and well, I mean, I never really thought that I would lead others to the right path, or I prayed. That is my aspiration, absolutely, but without carrying the attitude that me being the leader and I'm qualified to lead anyone. But most importantly, as I said earlier, I want to lead my life first correctly. And if I'm able to lead my life correctly, I'm quite sure that this will inspire others. When someone is inspired, and then you don't need to really say much, you know. And that's what I believe in nowadays. It's we are in a world where we nobody likes to be told what they should do and what they're doing wrong. So I think it's more better and more beautiful to see how you are very sincere and find ways that can bring really peace within you, that can be reflected in your actions and your whatever you do in your life. And then your immediate friends and families will be inspired by you. And then through that, your community will be inspired by you. That's how I think, I strongly believe that how we can inspire and lead the right way of life.
And Ani, it's also true that it's these challenging times that really test the waters, right? For ourselves, like
Yeah,
what you're saying.
right.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
when it's easy time, convenient time, not a problem. But it's times like this when it really tests you, and then it makes you stronger in your beliefs, in your habit formation, whatever. It's these times. So it's also really important for us, rather than looking at things like the glass half full or half empty, to take this opportunity to really go inward, more or less, I would say. So we hone in on that
Yeah,
ability, you know, that we didn't have time just few months back, because we are running. Now we have time, we are stuck at home. Now we can utilize it to our best ability.
true. As I love to joke about it, I say it's not time for chinta, it's time for chintan, you know. So,
Oh, that's a nice one.
it's,
Yeah, I like
it's a
it.
very good opportunity for chintan.
Mm-hmm.
And life is all about unpredictability, you know. Like yes, obviously we are afraid of we are filled with anxiety of the unpredictability of life. What if I get infected with the coronavirus? I don't want to die. Preconceptualized fear that we have. But I think it would be more smarter for us to think carefully of thinking that, okay, best is to take good precaution to make sure that you're safe. And then and through you are keeping the others safe, the immediate families and friends are safe. At the same time, maybe find ways to take this whole experience in a very positive way, to say, oh, I mean, especially I'm talking about myself, you know, because my life is very busy traveling and performing and meeting a lot of people and so on. But then this was a dream for me, you know, like this was like a holiday for me. I found time to do retreat. I found time to do my you know, there were so many pustaks, you know, the scriptures that I wanted to really recite, and I found opportunity to do that. I wanted to go through all my scripture books to see what are the books that I have that I haven't been able to recite them since long. And I wanted to declutter things in my life regarding the materialistic thing, or declutter my own emotions, or there are many things that I had the opportunity to do. So I think this is the best time for those who are really a little bit interested into spiritual world. I think this is a very blessing. I mean, like, this is a time of blessing that we should think of and find ways to declutter ourselves, externally, internally, you know. And decluttering itself is to be able to make oneself very light, you know. And every one of us want to feel light, and being able to declutter your stuffs from your house, it makes you spacious, it makes you feel clean and lighter. And then similar way, when I'm able to declutter my emotional baggages, things that I or things that I want to carry on in the future, or things that I'm not satisfied about at the very present experiences. All of these are things that really, it's like a cluttered mind that really makes you feel very tired. I think I'm going through really a very special moment of decluttering.
So beautifully said,
So
Ani.
I would suggest everyone to do that.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And that analogy is not decluttering your closet, or your paperwork, but the mind itself needs that time for
The
decluttering.
emotion, the mind, everything. And especially if you're going through some unnecessary or unpleasant experience, I think it's a very good time to analyze them, and then find ways to declutter them. What you really need, you want to keep. You don't want to feel like you don't want to be like burdened of these emotions. If those emotion that doesn't make much of a bring joy to your life, then get rid of it. Find ways to rid of it, and whether by chanting or meditating or singing it out or dancing it out or exercise or anything. So that's what I'm doing these days.
Very nice. So inspiring. And also, like for some of us, I mean, there are a lot who are suffering out there, with the disease, maybe financially, they have challenges. But for some of us, we have this leisure to really
True.
get
We are
into
very
this,
blessed.
so that gratitude from inside, and then it makes you not only look into yourself, declutter, like you said, of your own life, but then go out there and help the community.
Yes, that's exactly what I've been doing, last since 2 months. What we lack in our medical environment in Nepal is that lack of the proper medical equipments to keep to protect those medical officers who are in the front line. So I have been together with some of my wonderful friends. We've been preparing PPE. We've been buying, good quality masks and distributing them that are really in need of those protective equipments. So I feel very blessed. Until now, I've been able to provide almost 600 PPE sets to those who really work
Wonderful.
in the ground, and serving the people and taking care of people. And especially those are people who are in from the hospitals, the medical workers, and then the police, the security officers, and then the journalists as well, who are really reporting from the ground. So we've been trying our best, and then whenever I'm home, I'm trying to declutter things in my life. When
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
outside, I'm finding ways how I can be useful, and serve these people who are actually serving to take care of us.
So wonderful. And likewise, like your organization and the Art of Living Foundation in Nepal itself, of course, all over the globe, but also doing that same thing, PPE as well as the food, the ration, to reaching out to people. And so many youth volunteer teams are doing that. I also happen to be, I'm very fortunate with Daya Foundation, who's doing that, and
Mm,
the Rotary Club, the Rotary
wonderful.
Club of Kathmandu Midtown, also. So again, this was so unprecedented, yet taking the best opportunity to go inward as well as how can we help in this time of need has been something like many of my friends, and just to hear you, what you've been doing is so inspiring, Ani. So
Thank
I
you.
look forward to,
Yeah,
like
very
our
much.
time on Friday.